Whoa, check out this metallic blue HJ60 Sahara behind me. Now this bad boy is a third month 1984 and she's an absolute perler, I tell you. This thing is just oozing retro, man. Just look at it. Let's start up the front. We've got the probably what looks like an ARB bull bar with a what's probably not so retro is a GME stumpy antenna up there. We've got some spotties. 1984, so we're still round headlight, and just check out these rims, man. The little 5 spokes, very period correct. These guys have been well maintained. They've been polished over the years with the gold sort of inserts in there for the spokes. Very retro, man. Very, very cool. They've got some crosswind tyres, all terrains on there he's been running. Now moving back, we've got some aluminium side steps that probably came from factory back in the day. It was like an option. And another retro object on here is the sun visor. Now that's a highway visor, sun visors. We sell them here at Mr Landcruiser. Get on the website and check those out. We just had a run of them, I think, so there's some 60 series ones left over. Moving back, nothing much more is going on than that. We've got a beautiful tint on the windows, which just gives it that really sort of, I don't know, pimped out look, especially with the metallic paint. Now, being a Sahara, this is a high top. So if you look really closely, you can see that the paint on the roof is a slightly different color from the rest of the car, just a slightly bit darker. So I dare say that there's been some work done up there on the roof, but it's all maintenance. We know what everybody that knows 60 series knows that these things really do suffer in the gutters from rust, and the Saharas are just the same, if not worse. It's not often you see a Sahara that hasn't had its roof had a little touch up in its time. Moving back, we've got a factory bar, rear bar around the back, just no step in it or nothing, just a full bar from factory. That's very nice. Other than that, this thing outside is absolutely beautiful. Now let's go and have a look under the bonnet and check out under there, see if it's just as retro as it is out here. Check it out under here, exactly what you'd expect to see under the bonnet of a HJ60. The beautiful 2H, the mighty powerhouse. Let's not kid ourselves. The 2H is not the fastest engine in the world, but they are definitely a workhorse, and this thing's been in here all this time. And honestly, we've just been right through the maintenance on this thing, and this engine is hunky-dory. Apart from, we did a rocker cover gasket on there because it was weeping a bit of oil down the back there, and that's all sorted, all cleaned away now. There's not much going on that shouldn't be here. I will say, 1984, it would have been quite rare to have a clutch assisted booster. So that would have been like pure luxury back in the day. And being a Sahara, it would have came out with all the options that were available at the time. So yeah, it would have been an absolutely beautifully plush luxury car back in the day. There is one thing that is sticking out like a sore thumb under the bonnet here, which is this additional fuel filter. It's like a pre-filter, very retro actually. I like it a lot. France fuel filters. So that's in line in the filter system, and it's obviously made to last because the bracket here to lock it in is super sturdy. So, and on top of that, this thing you need on a day like today, it's got aircon and it blows really cold. I can't wait to get inside actually and run the aircon and talk about the interior. Let's go. Check it out in here. I tell you what, it's bloody hot in here. I am absolutely melting. I'd love to be running the engine right now, but there's no point because we've got the windows open, the doors open, we're filming in here. I've just got to put up with it. This thing's beautiful. It's just like it would have been back in the day. All I can see that's extra in here is an engine guard and a little toggle switch just down the bottom. There's a couple of little blanks missing in the dash. We could probably hook them up with actually down here at Mr Landcruiser. And we've got a very period correct stereo, which is missing a bit of fascia, but still very cool with the cassette tapes. I bet some of you younger people wouldn't even know what one of those is. But anyway, we've got the cool altimeter down here, very period correct. The steering wheel, now you don't see many of these. This was a bit like a Sahara thing, I suppose, with the 2 poles. Really like that steering wheel. You don't see them very often. We've got the sunroof. I am not even going to attempt to open it or touch it because generally they don't work anymore, and even if they do work, they'll get stuck in a position where you won't be able to shut them, and they'll leak and stuff like that, so I'll leave that alone. The seats are in real good condition. The early center console, the later ones are a little bit higher. You can actually rest your elbow on them, but these ones a bit lower, but still very useful nonetheless. Moving back, now there's lots of stuff going on in the back. We're going to have to open the back doors to see what's going on, but I can already see surfboards and surfboard covers, things like that. So without any further ado, let's see what's going on back there. So check it out in here. I see this a lot with 60s. The seats go down, a bit of foam mattress goes on there. This thing turns into a double bed in the back here. Great for a couple traveling on the road or just for weekend trips. You don't have to worry about setting up a swag or setting up a tent or anything like that. Very popular modification I've seen in the back of a 60, I'd say. We got some just some standard Titan drawers in the back here, just for storage and stuff. We've got a simple setup with some ratchet straps with the grab handles, just so he can put his surfboards up there. So it keeps more space, well, probably for, you put the surfboards up there and still be able to sleep on the mattress. That's very, very cool indeed. Honestly, I really dig the rear of this vehicle. It's exactly how I'd set it up if I was still a single man. Right, so Adam, the owner of this vehicle, is up from Coffs Harbour to pick this one up. Now, it's been in a Mr Landcruiser. What we do, probably one of our biggest jobs that we do here is the 3-hour report. It's a bit like a roadworthy, but we go deeper and more thorough than a roadworthy, and basically give the customer a list of what we find all around the vehicle. Now, this one actually came in looking really good, but once you get under there and start having a look at the mechanical parts, we found a few things wrong with it. Just simple mechanical things like swivel hubs, brake caliper seized up. We went through and did a full service on it. So it wasn't too much, but now Adam is ready to get this thing on the road, and Adam's got some big plans for the future. He really wants to get out and start traveling using this bus how it should be, get out bush and experience Australia in a classic Land Cruiser. Right, it's time for this HJ60 Sahara to leave Mr Landcruiser today and get back on the road down to New South Wales. What a beautiful beast.